Welcome back to the Call Me Natty podcast,
where we
And
talk
of
all things
course-
bodybuilding.
Yes. And of course, this is the wrap up of the 2022 Mr. Olympia. And we're coming in a few days late because a billion people have made a video on this. So, whatever.
We're going to try to bring something different today. You know the results, obviously.
Yes.
So we're going to bring a few different things and some of our opinions. Imagine that. But
Love those.
so I think first we should say that this was 100%, without a doubt, the most exciting Olympia,
Yes.
I think, ever.
100%.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So with that being said,
Some people were comparing it to the 90s shows, but I was like,
bruh, you had a
this
fraction
was-
of the people viewing this.
this was by far, like I've heard, well, I mean, we said it, but Nick Strength and Power said it. Literally anybody who's anybody on fitness said it.
Yep.
If you could predict this Olympia, buy every lottery ticket you can,
Go to the casino right now.
because it was, I mean, my list was shot on 10.
Yeah.
Like I literally had Samson at 10.
Well, I think pretty
First
much.
call out, and I was like, well, there it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much everyone had Rami winning again.
Yeah.
So I think I want to say on the bro chat, I think someone had Hottie winning.
I was
I can't remember, but we'll have to look that up.
Hottie, well, we can get into it, but
Yeah. What do you want to start with first? I think we should. This should be said. Fitness needs to go bye-bye. Maybe not bye-bye. Just not at Olympia.
I can tell you this from the people I've spoken to, fitness, and I'm not even kidding. This actually happened yesterday. A guy I was talking to.
So are these people that are into bodybuilding or just people?
Yeah, they're in the fitness.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And or he works at Vitalife.
Okay.
And I was talking. Unfortunately, I can't remember his name. He's a younger guy. I think I follow him on Instagram. But he looked at me and was like, bro, what the heck is fitness? Why is that even here? And I just started laughing.
I mean, there's a reason it's at the beginning of everything.
Look.
So you're forced to watch it.
Look, I want to say this with all due respect and no hate towards anything. Fitness, I take nothing away from your physical ability,
Physiques are great.
physique, and the ability to do the things that you do.
It's
not
incredible.
I'm not hating on that at all, because there are very few people who can be that muscular, flexible,
And that
agile.
lean at the same time.
And do all of that while being that lean. I didn't even want to get up, and I wasn't even a quarter of the leanness that these ladies are.
Yeah, I can't imagine being that lean and then hitting a backflip.
Yeah, I would just pass out midair. But regardless, I don't get the point of the whole makeup.
When did we need to start? We need to do some research on how fitness even started, dude, because
I would be fine.
I want to understand that.
I think it was just like I saw the shark. I don't even know who it was.
Missy,
and I like Missy because her physique is nuts.
she could win figure 100%. She could have won Olympia figure.
She looks bonkers.
Yeah.
But when I saw the shark thing, I literally was like, what? What is this? Why?
Even Bob Ciccarillo, he kind of poked at it a little bit. He's like, "Where do you even get a shark outfit like that?"
It's like, maybe it's gone a little overboard. I almost would have like, hey, wear a nice costume, like the bedazzled leather.
Well, they all have like
jacket.
their own theme.
I
so.
know, but I'm just saying, like, take away all like the costume aspect, and you wear like a nice, like, whatever costume it would be that are just like the leather shorts or whatever it is, blue jean shorts, and do your routine in that, and it'd be like, look good, hit your posing, and then it's like, and then of course the routine scored off of that as well.
So that is a great way to segue off of fitness, because we spent way too much time on that already, into the bodybuilding side of things and classic physique. Fitness actually does something really cool that I think should be applied with classic physique.
Yeah.
They take 2/3 routine and 1/3 physique. I think it should be the opposite, but 2/3 physique and then 1/3 routine.
100%.
I think that would be incredible. It would take a long time, a very long time.
Yes.
But
it would
be worth
it. Would be you would have a better classic show.
Absolutely. I think people would really enjoy that. And Olympia, if you would take my input, please. Can we get the top 10 classic physiques routines? I don't care that we would be sitting there an extra 20 minutes. I want to see the top 10 physiques.
Top 10?
Yeah, top 10 physiques
Well, it
routines.
was 5 this year.
There's only 5. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was 10 last year.
I can tell you this. Seeing Terrence's post that he put up of saying how badly he wanted to show off that routine. Seeing those first 15 seconds of what he was putting together, it was like,
yeah,
that
incredible.
Is amazing.
Yeah,
and it's not like it.
Maybe he spent too much time on that and not enough time on his diet.
Nah, I don't think that's the case. I think I really think he had some issues. I mean, there's no telling what could happen because he usually comes in.
I don't know, man. I was watching pretty close, and I even asked my coach Christian. I was like, "Do you think he's going to be conditioned for Olympia?" He's like, "I don't know."
I mean,
he didn't look right now.
He was running up and down the stairs
to make weight
an hour before to make weight to lose a pound because he was 1 pound.
That should tell you something right there because he's always made weight easily, and it's not really because he gained a ton of muscle because he looks very, very similar.
And that's goes to show you when people were just like, dude. The amount of dumb comments I'm seeing on all these random posts of oh, why did he place here or not? It's like, dude, are y'all serious? Look, it's like Chris Bumstead. It's like, look at the man. You honestly think someone was gonna beat him this year?
No.
This year, all right. First off, him going with Hani, best decision he ever made.
100%.
Ian, fantastic coach, not as good as Hani. He brought him in. He looked like he doubled in size. His size.
It's because his conditioning was so good. Next level conditioning. He won the show with a torn bicep.
Yeah, that's the other thing. He showed up. I saw they were doing comparisons from, I think,
not completely torn, by the way, just part
19, 20, 21, 22, or 20, 21, 22, and the leg shot. If I can find it, I'll put it up. The leg shot alone was like.
Yeah, I mean that's what you're drawn to is the hamstring tie-in, everything.
Dude, his glutes, even
up here, up on his quad, you could see the separation there.
The separation was blown, it blew my mind because I was like, dude, Hani is a wizard.
And honestly, speaking of conditioning, no one really talked about it or mentioned it, but going into the show, everyone had eyes on Urs because his conditioning was freaky, but it did not translate to stage. I don't know what happened. But it was great. His conditioning was great, but it wasn't as freaky as it looked online and
stuff.
Is
that this is because I know I've done multiple shows, but do you think he didn't carb up enough to just be full?
It's hard to say. He could have overspilled on carbs.
I don't think he overspilled. He still looked very tight.
He still looked good, yeah. He could have not eaten enough going into it, and his body was just tired of staying that lean and wasn't responding anymore. There's so many things he could have done. He could have loaded on diuretics 2 days previous to that, trying to be ready ahead of time, and then peaked at he could have peaked because that was only 2 days before the show. He could have peaked then. And then been like, oh crap, I can't maintain this.
Which that would be crazy because it was like, buddy, you're already very, very shredded.
Yeah, he took it to the next level. Like that rear shot of him, I was like, never seen anything like that, especially at his age. He's so young.
Yeah, well, he's 24, 5?
I think he's 25 now.
25 now?
Yeah.
And it's like...
Maybe. I think it might be 24.
How old are you? 25. And he was like, that guy's 25.
Yeah, I'm 25. And we're the same age, but... He's the miracle bear.
And you've been training for just about as long?
No. He's been training his whole life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not his whole life.
I mean,
but
you're at 8 years, right?
I'm 7, 8.
7?
Yeah.
That's still a long time.
I mean, that's a long time, but he's been training since he was 14, I think he said.
Oh, geez.
So yeah, he started really, really young and won a few natural pro shows.
Yeah, we
and then then went straight to Olympia.
It's on my brain because you said it. Diuretics. We have to talk about Logan Franklin.
Oh yeah, dude. So
we have to talk about Logan.
Do you so he weighed in. He made weight easily. He still has I think 10 to 15 pounds to gain.
Really? He was that far under?
Mm-hmm. So if you actually in Chris Bumstead's video he posted yesterday, you could Logan was in it and he was all happy and cheering and stuff and looked like he was excited to be there. So it all went wrong the day after weigh-ins because I noticed after they brought all the groups out, I said I was looking for him because like that was one person I was the most excited for. We've talked about him on here a lot, and I didn't see him. I started freaking out. I went onto his social media, and the last post he made, repost or anything, was 18 hours ago. I was like, wait a second, that's because he was at the expo. He was meeting and greeting, and he
Bob
reshares.
Chigarillo, 23 is pulled out.
Yeah, so I was like,
whoever was doing that.
Yeah, it was Bob, and I was like, I'm pretty sure. And I text Christian. He was at the show. I was like, dude, where's Logan? I'm freaking out. And so then the next day he released a video, and then what's his name? Adrian.
Very emotional about that.
Yeah, I mean, I would be too. You train all year, and not to mention, this is nothing small. The dude almost died.
I was gonna say, I don't think it was emotional on the sense of
not getting to compete.
I think it was more emotional of like, hey, my life was in serious danger.
I know. I think he was.
It could have been obviously
a mix
of both,
probably.
But
because he probably felt bad too because he scared his whole family. You know, he's got a son and a wife, or soon to be wife. But
I mean, regardless of you, like, never. I doubt he's ever had a situation like that happen. But even, you were just saying, dude,
Adrian. Armand
stink with his name. Armand.
I can never remember his name.
I got to look it up
on TikTok. He has a good source.
I need
and
to
he's
put his name like right here, because I always reference it. But he was talking about his coach being like he's really
Milos.
hard.
Yes, and he's very open about how he uses
about his diuretics.
I almost cussed, but a bunch of insulin.
Yes,
a bunch of insulin, and he probably overused diuretics, and then that combination.
Well, he did. That's what even Armand said. He was talking about how like. He's very well known for.
Well, he's very open about it.
Yeah, like, he's kind of like
extreme insulin usages.
His insulin and his like crazy diuretic protocols of like how to get you just dialed in.
So I'm going to say this.
But that's scary.
With AJ Sims, this would have never happened, and he would have been peeled. So I don't know what happened with them. I'm not sure. Logan's kind of flaky on some things like that because he jumps around with sponsors and coaches. And I don't know what the deal is with that, but that would have never happened with AJ, ever.
No.
Because I know several people who are coached by him, and he is very, very lenient with any type of PEDs or anything that, especially around the show, because you don't want to mess something up. Because, again, he's trained the whole entire year.
Yeah.
Literally.
His last show was the Hawaii Classic.
And I know he puts his heart and soul into his posing. And literally, the man's feet were bleeding from posing so much. And to not be able to even get on stage had to be just...
Yeah, that had to be... hey, if anything, he does another show in the future. He requalifies.
He'll probably do one soon.
2 years difference of his size from 2019
it's gonna be insane.
to 20. I was like, granted, we were looking at it and talking about it. I was like, yeah, he looks good, but his legs do look smaller. Not smaller from like... They just don't look as big
hamstrings.
His hamstrings didn't look.
He has no hamstring. I don't know what he's doing for hamstrings
as they need to be for the show. And
so, what I will say with all that is, I'm glad he's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm glad he made it through it, and there was someone there that knew what they were doing, because that is a very, very serious thing. And
I think they said they had to rush him to the hospital.
Yeah, he went to the hospital. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. There's someone at the hospital who knew what they were doing. Because you can easily have after that you can have a heart attack and die. Like,
any show you go to, especially if you're an athlete, from the ones I've been to, literally within the first 5 to 10 minutes of like the athletes meeting, hey guys, just so you know, we have medic A, whoever it is, your health is more important than this show. So if you don't feel right, or if you feel weird, you're lightheaded, dizzy, talk to them, and if we can get you on stage, great. But if we can't, it's not worth. Yeah, it's not worth dying for. It's really not.
Absolutely not. I mean, stepping off. There's more shows. You only have one life, so you definitely want to take care of yourself.
But it's
kind of sad that happened though, because it's like it could have easily been avoided.
I mean,
like I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to look full. He was trying to get the fullness out, but still keep that like grainy look. I get what they were trying to do, but you could have done that in a way to where you didn't hospitalize yourself.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, and now I'm not trying to disagree with you on this one.
Yeah.
But it's like, at the same time, if it had worked and he'd came in peeled and he'd have felt fine, they would have been like, oh, perfect. You're a genius.
Yeah.
It's always like, oh, if I'd have went this way.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of what ifs, but it could have been avoided.
Glad he is good
Yeah.
and better now. So hopefully we'll see him in the future and
be in the top 10.
Yeah. Sure.
Speaking of top 10, one person I'm really glad is in top 10 is Wesley.
Yes.
Finally.
I saw that. So we watched the Olympia I was driving to his house to see it, and I was watching someone basically illegally stream it because I didn't have an option to see it, and they were doing the first call outs, and I think they called Wesley, or no, they called Wesley then Chris, I believe, and I was literally driving like, yes,
yeah.
I was like, dude, because Wesley used to coach Chase, and it's like I started following him, and I really like the guy. He seems like a very humble guy. Dude's got one of the greatest, and I think either Phil or somebody else said it. He's like, or no, it was Hart. Hart is weird. That's what I was watching, and he was like, Wesley's voice is unreal. He's got the craziest voice.
This is vintage genetics.
He's like, it's got the best voice in the world.
Yeah.
But when I saw him get first call out, I was like, dude, that right there is the biggest win in classic physique.
Yeah, it's great for me because that means tall people are in.
Yeah.
Dude, okay. I just saw this on a story today. Take a guess how much.
6'2"? 6'1" and a half?
He's 6'2".
6'2"? Okay.
I don't know if he's exactly 6'2", but his cutoff is 6'3".
He's up at the mark.
So I think he's 6'2". He said that several times. But
okay.
So guess how much he weighed in at.
Wesley? He didn't look like crazy bigger than last year, but he definitely looked way more conditioned. I'm going to say, what's his cap? 240? 237?
247.
247?
Yeah.
I'm going to say he was like 232.
244.
Really?
That's what he weighed in at. That man is big.
244.
Yeah. I have
wow.
My coach sent me a picture of him in the gym. He's right next to him. We'll pop it up right now. And in person, he looks even bigger.
240.
Christian was like, dude, he had to be 265. I was like, no, he's not. He's only 6'2". He's like, he's taller than you. I was like, no, he's not. And yeah,
dude, that's crazy because he holds that weight very well.
Yeah. Well, you got to think about how much is spread out.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like me.
He's got most of it in his
like when
lats.
I tell people I'm 260 right now, they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I know I'm skinny, but I'm tall.
Well, I was going to say, you need to be like, hey, there's a difference between 260 fat and 260 muscle.
Yeah,
okay?
People don't realize that.
There's a massive difference.
Yeah.
You can hold 5 pounds of fat like this and hold 5 pounds of muscle and just hold it in one hand, basically.
Yeah, people don't get it, but it's okay. I don't care. As long as I'm 245.
It's like, I'm going to be 330.
Yeah.
You're 330? You look like you're about 220.
Dude, if I can grow a half an inch.
Hey, get you an inversion table and start just.
If I can grow a half an inch, I can be 252 at weigh-ins.
Oh, start stretching.
Yeah.
Start just get one of those things. Hold yourself by your neck and just freaking start stretching out.
I think I could just grow my hair thick on top, so that way when they
that seems to be. I was like, Chris's hair is just slowly going up and up and up. It's like, how tall are you this year? 6'3.5".
He measured in at 6'1.5" or 6'1 3/4". That man grew another 3/4 of an inch.
Oh, dude. He's like,
that's why he had
put on another 8 pounds.
He's only got 3. But that's another thing leading into that.
3 pounds.
This man, they compared. They used Rafael Brandao and put him in a comparison from height to height.
First off, Rafael 10th place.
That's great.
Wow.
Chris Bumstead would have beat him.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was actually not. Expecting that.
I wasn't too surprised. I was actually debating to put him or Crizzo in 10th.
Yeah, I think
Hammer Sampson in 10th.
Crizzo was
Sampson
12th.
I have to admit, I was really wrong about Sampson. That man looked crazy.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Him standing next to Brandon Curry, I was like, dude,
he makes him look small.
I'm not saying he's dwarfing, but I was like,
he makes him look small.
He was looking big.
Yeah.
But what were we saying?
Comparing Chris to
Crizzo taking 12th. He was very happy with it.
I was talking about Chris.
Comparing
to. That's another thing is like, okay, so you have Chris that has to gain that can gain 3 more pounds of stage weight. Like when he weighs in, he can gain 3 more pounds, and he could beat some of the open bodybuilders like as he was on stage. He's more complete. Like I 100% think Chris could have been in top 10 of open if he would have went on just like he was.
Possibly. I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure he could. There's a lot of people that agree with me, but and then you have people like Neil Curry who barely by like ounces made weight.
And now he's going into open.
And now he's going into open because he's like, I literally can't. Like
I down that more.
I can't do it.
Go down to 215.
Like, he's like, I can't do it.
That's even crazier. His cap is 215.
And here's the thing. But his cap is 215, but he could not have stepped in. He would have looked like a tiny person next to those guys.
Nah, he would have gotten squashed.
So that's my thing is like how, I guess Chris's genetics are just so crazy that it just makes him look like abnormal.
When he hit the side chest with the leg, I was like, dude, his upper body right now looks like a barrel. Like when he hits it and twists, obviously there's no gap between how thick his lat is to his bicep, and then his upper chest and right shoulder. He's got some of the craziest delts.
Dude, I hate to be this guy, but it makes you wonder, like, I know no one's physique's the same, but it makes you wonder, like, these guys like Neil Curry and this and that and whatever, like people that are topping out their weight limit, it's like, are they purposely measuring Chris Bumstead wrong just so they can keep him rolling?
I mean, like, you could make an action for that, but it's like there's people there that can literally just watch and just be like, hey,
yeah, but who's going to do that?
I mean, if somebody, if somebody takes the time to do it.
Yeah, but
I mean, there's
look, when him and Wesley were on stage at the same time, you're like, holy crap, he's way taller than Chris Bumstead. Wesley only weighed in a 1/4 of an inch higher.
I mean, some people's muscles are just more full.
No. I'm not talking about muscle, dude. I'm talking about the top of their head.
Oh, I mean,
I'm talking about you're looking on stage and you're like,
well, I mean, if
you saw that picture with me and C-Bum,
yeah,
you think he grew 4 inches?
He might be stretching.
I'm only 6'3.5". And that man was like here.
He might be stretching his spine out.
What I'm saying is, I
get what you're saying.
I think there might be a possibility. The reason he looks bigger is because he's actually shorter than what he says, and he's still almost 240.
See, I would say you could make that argument, but that would be
how tall does Ramon come in at? Do you know what he measured in at?
I want to say he's like 6'1".
So he's actually, how is he taller than Bumstead? Because he was taller than him on stage.
Let me double check first. But what I'm saying, you could make an argument for that, but in actuality, if something like that was to be proven, that would cause such an outfall or a downfall.
Exactly. That's why they're not doing it.
He is 20. He's 5'11".
He's 5'11".
5'11".
Dude, look at their comparisons, bro. Chris is not taller than him.
Well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. All I know is the man came in. He looked like a dump truck and was peeled to the bone. And it was the most impressive classic physique sight you've ever seen. And the man won with a torn bicep.
Yeah, he did do that.
Like I know Nick Strength and Power was making that video of like, what's wrong with his bicep? Is something wrong?
So he actually made that video before something was actually wrong with it, which is kind of funny.
Somebody sent it to they were looking at Calvin's photos.
It was the other.
They sent it to Nick. It was like, hey, does this look weird?
It was the other bicep. It was the bicep with the tattoo that Nick Strength and Power was talking about. It's actually the other bicep without the tattoo.
The left one.
The left one.
Yeah. It literally just went. There was nothing. It was mushed.
No, I mean, it was there. It just didn't have the detail like it did last time.
I know, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying. It looked mushed.
Yeah.
You can make an argument for his height and all that, but nobody was beating this guy.
No, especially not if he's cheating.
No. I don't think Chris is cheating. And plus, he's not the one measuring. So it wouldn't be on him. He's just standing there. So it wouldn't be on him.
You mean to tell me all these millions of dollars that they're bringing in because of Chris Bumstead?
I'm just saying. Well, I mean, crap. They bringing in $1 million, but they paying him $50K for winning. So it kind of don't even out
They'd
there.
have to pay anybody $50K.
Huh?
They'd have to pay anybody $50K for winning.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't like that recently.
Yeah, but I'm
It
saying
just came up to 50K.
I know, but I'm saying
Open still.
no matter if Chris did it or not, it would be $50K.
I know. I get that, but I'm saying like
Where the heck's the pictures for this?
Open still 400,000. It's like they're the guys who are bringing in the money.
Yeah.
Because I saw somebody make that argument on a post about they only paid him $50,000. What in the world? That's so dumb. He's bringing in so much money. I was like,
Dude's
buddy,
a millionaire. He doesn't even
the
care.
guy is not an open bodybuilding is what brings in money. You can say all you want to, but they're the big guys of the show. That's what people are there to see. Classic has become popular more and more, and it will probably make more money, but because of Chris, it has become and increased in popularity.
Yeah. Yeah, I found one picture that Chris looks taller in. It's when they're both doing an abdominal thigh.
I have no idea. Yeah, he's like just barely.
Like maybe an inch, not an inch and not
That's
2
his hair.
inches
That's that hair.
not 2 inches and 3/4.
I'm not the judge. I don't even care.
I am.
All I can say is the man looked bonkers. It was crazy. But regardless of that, I mean,
That doesn't look like
it's-
5'11" and 6'1" and 3/4.
It's hard to say from that distance there because there's also compression to the photo.
Yeah, to both of them.
I know, but I'm
Can't
just
compress
saying.
one of them.
I'm just saying there's a big difference. Like John is 6'3" and a half.
Who is John?
Little John.
Little John. Oh, yeah.
He's like
I thought you were talking
6'3"
about
and a half.
bodybuilders here.
He's like 6'3" and a half,
That's what I am.
but you look bigger than he does.
Well, yeah, because I have way more muscle.
No, I'm saying like height wise, you still look taller than him.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right, let's get off this height thing.
All right, whatever. Anyways, jumping.
Why the heck
subjects.
didn't Jen Dory win?
Hey, okay, we're
What
gonna.
are we doing
we're,
here?
we're not bikini people, but Jason, I was like, look, I don't know Jason.
Yeah, Jason does bikini.
to the very well, as well as you do. Obviously,
Jason
I know him.
definitely. He's
we're
coach,
friends.
competitor.
You know, I've been around him a decent bit, and it's like, oh, you know, I like the guy, and I see it's like how he responds. Okay, this sounds bad. I see how he responds. He's a very quiet to himself type of guy.
No,
But when Jen lost, his reaction blew me away because I was about to start dying laughing.
Yeah, he's funny when stuff
Because
like
he
that
was just like, "What the? Are you serious?" Like he was shocked.
He got upset. I did too. I was like, I was so
And
confused. I'll never figure that out.
Like I said, I don't know much about bikini as far as like what you're looking. I mean, I get the basic premise of what you're looking for.
yeah, but you have eyeballs that work.
That's true. But when he was like, Jen Dory, that is bikini right there. He's like, the build, great, hair, smile, face, everything.
Sunk in
Her
it.
glutes, her hamstrings, tie-ins, whatever. It was like, that is the face of bikini. It was like, when we were talking about, it was like, you know, Nick Walker, if he was to win, is like, does he really seem like the face of bodybuilding? That's what it was with her. And then all of a sudden you just see and new, and you're like, huh?
Do what? New.
And hey, as well with that, Aaron Banks winning. Brandon Hendricks,
Is his name Aaron?
E-R-I-N.
E-R-I-N? Okay.
Brandon, that was the craziest conditioning I've ever seen on a men's physique guy. Well, maybe not the craziest, but his
best yet.
His abdominals and his dude, why am I blanking?
Obliques.
His obliques. When he hit this, like, now I will say, I'm not the biggest fan of the new men's physique moves of doing all this extra, like they go to hit a pose and then they do something else. Yeah, and it's like, dude, just hit the freaking pose. Stop with this crap. But he came around and hit the oblique shot. It looked like it was like
Carved in
like
there.
molded just steel. Like
Molded steel.
It didn't
Moldy
make
steel.
sense.
It's like,
And
yeah, he was shredded, man.
his back, he was hitting that like waves, like because I know his whole thing is all about the waves. But he was hitting like this arm motion, and the finger, like just the Christmas tree, it wasn't even like it was a Christmas tree to his back. The thing went all the way up to like almost the top of his freaking spine. It was crazy. And then he lost, and it was just like, wait. Even Aaron was surprised. That dude jumped halfway off the stage. I was shocked.
He did. It was surprising.
But we were talking about it, and this is a possibility. They're starting to switch, and that's a heck of a time to do it at the Olympia.
Yeah.
Switching what the look of the division is going to be. Because Chase was saying, it was like, this should be done at national shows. It should be done at pro shows, like tier 1 and tier 2, tier 3 shows. But at the Olympia, it's like,
I mean, I get they're trying to make a statement, but they could have done it a little bit more so.
I think honestly, I thought their statement was made when Raymond Edmond won, because he's a taller guy.
Yeah, it
Where
wasn't.
was he
I don't
at?
think
I
it was
don't
about the height. I think it was about the extreme conditioning.
But that's what I'm saying. Brandon's conditioning was nuts.
That's what I'm saying. They're not going for someone that's extremely conditioned.
But here's my other theory. Brandon, he's also a little bit bigger. He looks very thick. He looked very thick. But
the thing is, none of these. So it's like, yeah, they go ahead and pick that, but then you go to a local show. None of them are going to care what they picked at Olympia. They're going to keep doing what they were doing.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
Most muscular person up there that has some good conditioning, pretty much the biggest person on stage is going to win.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
I've seen a few. It was like, wow, his conditioning's really good, and he's up there with the 1 and 2.
Needs to get more size.
Or it's pretty much what it is. Like, hey, I've brought this up before. Amateur Olympia guy got up there, won his pro card. Conditioning, he was still 7 weeks out, it looked like.
I can agree with that.
Big guy, very big, super, like genetically gifted in the size.
You talking about in 2020 when I competed?
Yes, the Afro guy.
Looks like Breon Ainsley, like almost same physique, just 7 weeks out.
Yes, very big guy, but conditioning was terrible to be on a show day. And he did open, he did classic, and he did men's physique.
He did, yeah.
And he won his card, or he won his pro
physique?
Card in. No, he did. I think
bodybuilding.
It was in,
bodybuilding,
open,
and
he won his card. I was like,
and
why?
Because he made weight. That's the only reason.
Like, and Chase has even made this. He's like, hey, look, if nobody is up to the conditioning or size, more conditioning than anything, I don't think you deserve a card at all.
Nope.
No, you shouldn't win a card
just because you have good
just
shape.
because everybody else sucked worse than you.
They should pick someone
I think
more
there should be an absolute standard of like, hey, you got to meet this level of conditioning
like that guy,
and size.
That guy got a pro card and was done. I followed him on Instagram. Dude hasn't made a post in over a year.
Might have died.
Oh, shoot.
I mean, I'm not trying to laugh, but I'm saying like that's a possibility.
God.
But all that to say, this
Didn't think about that
this entire Olympia was like every moment was just like a what? What do you mean? Like, all right, for instance, top 10 at the O. First off, huge props to Hottie. So happy for Hottie to win. That was amazing. Even bigger props for Derek Lunsford.
Derek, yeah, coming from 212 to second in open. That's crazy.
That's the best, and I could be wrong. That's the best crossover I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Who else has done hey, I'm 212. Now I'm going to go to open and play second in the world.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No one does that. I that's all I'm going to say. Hottie, so happy for Hottie. Hottie he was getting grainier and harder and just more dialed in as the night went on, and you could see it, and it was just like, this is it.
Yeah.
Because Rami, I love Rami, but man, he just...
But you know what's crazy? Hottie wasn't necessarily in Hottie conditioning this year and still won. That's how insane his conditioning is.
He did look fantastic.
Yeah, he looked awesome. But I think last year he was in better condition.
Yeah.
Hey, even Arnold said it. He said all Rami had to do was
Stay the same.
stay the same and get bigger calves, which I don't even think he needed bigger calves. But
So here's the thing.
Arnold's all about the
I'm
calves.
trying to figure out. Even his coach
said, I don't know what happened.
He's like a week out because he
posted the update.
I'll put the post up here. He posted these updates and was like he was looking fantastic.
Yeah,
Dialed in, striated, looked good, and then he looked pretty good at prejudging. And then I've heard mixed things about this of like he looked good at prejudging and then kind of washed out.
He looked
And
okay
then
at
they were like,
prejudging.
he doesn't look great at prejudging, and then he got better at the night show. I was like, I didn't think he looked great.
Anytime.
Like he honestly, the night
He
show
wasn't.
he washed out. Like his legs didn't look that great. His back, I know he's got the nerve damage thing, and I know Rami's already addressed this. And even he was pretty humble about it. Like, hey, I lost. That's pretty. I didn't come in, how I needed to, but he's coming back. So I was surprised to hear that.
Yeah,
I
was too. I thought he would be out now.
To be honest, I think it's a good decision for him to come back. Let's just say if he was to re-win it, I don't think he would. But if he plays top 3, I think that'd be a great re-come back for this year, especially dropping from 1st to 5th. That right there was a shocking sight when we were watching that, just like Rami in 5th, because it was like he never moved to the center, I don't think once.
Yeah, he was in there for a little bit.
Oh, at the end.
He was in prejudging. He was there for a minute too.
No, I'm talking about the finals. Finals.
I know, but I'm saying
finals. He went from out. He stayed out, and then they brought him in at the very end.
Yeah, they just that mess with people.
Yeah, that was. I don't know. Brandon pretty much placed how I expected.
He looked the same except a little bigger.
And he was I thought he was a little softer.
Man has no glutes. You got to have glutes if you're on this stage, man.
So, did anybody get what was your top 10? Was it even remotely? No. Did you have anybody in their placings? I did, but my list was still terrible.
I had Nick 3rd.
What did I have? I think I had Nick 4th.
I had Nick 3rd.
I had Nick 4th.
I think
I
got a few of them.
I had Derek 2nd though. I did have that, so I called that.
That's cool. Yeah,
I did have Derek 2nd because I was like, "Ooh, I think he's going to beat Hottie."
Even I think India had Derek 2nd.
Hottie took it up. So
I had Nick 3rd. I don't remember the rest.
Where did Samson place?
I had Brandon 4th.
Samson was 6th, right?
6th, yeah.
So he shot my list immediately when he was in first call out. I was like, dude, crap.
Yeah.
Ian.
Samson messed my whole thing up.
Ian didn't even get top 10.
He got 11th.
He was 11th. James was 16th. Like he didn't even place.
He got like 3rd call out.
Justin Rodriguez placed 15th. So I was actually surprised about it. But I mean, I don't want to say it was good for him. I mean, he fell back, but for the year he had, it's like, hey, at least you placed.
Yeah. You didn't last.
Crap, who else?
Rafael Brandao got 10th.
Yeah,
that threw me way off.
That was weird because he wasn't in first call outs, but
well, that top 10 isn't it? No, first call out.
Huh?
You can get second call out and still be in top 10.
Or sorry. Was he in that second call out area?
Yeah.
I just don't remember.
He was.
I just didn't remember.
At prejudging, he was in second call out.
Oh, okay. But yeah, him getting 10th, I was kind of surprised because it's like he's not the biggest guy. Like, don't get me wrong, he's big.
He's big.
He's big.
Everyone
but
knows what you're saying.
How he holds his frame or how his frame is to his weight, he looks.
It's kind of
slimmer.
Funny. Jason was saying he was like his critique's always to get bigger, and he does, and then that's still his critique.
Yeah,
it's like
he holds his weight almost too well. Like it's like it doesn't go where he needs it to go.
It just kind of goes everywhere.
Like he looks fantastic, but it's like he doesn't widen out in the lats. His legs don't widen out.
He's got some crazy legs.
He does. He's one of my favorite physiques.
I think he has one of those physiques where it's like too normal and too balanced to where he just kind of gets lost in the mix.
He's too normal and balanced.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I hate to say, I mean, I think Hunter's kind of like that too.
Hunter, what did he place?
7th, 8th. I think it was 8th.
We probably should have
pull this up.
I was going to say probably need the list. That would probably be.
He placed way higher than I would put him. I would have said that. Top 15.
I think I had him at 7th,
I had
And
him
when I saw him
ninth.
at the thing, I was like, ugh.
Oh, he didn't look bad, but
No, but he
said I'm not going to sweat again, and my conditioning's going to be on point. And he sweat again.
And was not on point, or at least in my opinion. So, yeah. So Hottie, Derek, Nick, Brandon. Of course, they don't give you the friggin'
It's
top 10.
6. That sucks. Go to the scorecard. Type in scorecard. That might have all of them on it, though.
212. Hey, Sean Clarita won. Congrats.
Expected.
Apparently, Kamal was a little. He made a post and he seemed a little bit upset.
That he lost?
Yeah.
How? He has the weirdest back I've ever seen in my life.
Apparently, he was. Now it was speculation of because Nick did a video and it was like how the post looked. It was like he picked the best photo of him and the worst of Sean. It was like, and he put up
even
a thing,
the worst
like,
shot of Sean would still be better than him.
So we've got. What?
The scorecard's confusing.
Well, no, they gave me the freaking 21. Why is this giving me the 21?
Well, it still says first, second, third.
No,
It's just out of
2021.
Oh. Rami. Hottie.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I was like, that's definitely not the.
While he's looking that up, Breon is officially going to 212. That was his last year in Classic.
I think it was a good finish for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really did. He looked really good.
To get top 5 and your last, like, you're moving to a different division and you still got top 5 in Classic, that's pretty awesome. I think he's going to look so much better in the 212 division. I think this next year.
He's got, what is he? He's usually like 180 something.
Yeah.
He's going to have like 20 plus pounds to put
I think
on.
he'll gain it all this year, to be honest. Like, next year, I think he's going to come back in 212 and probably be up there with Sean, honestly, because he's going to look crazy. He's going to bring something we've never seen before. And then he has his posing as well, and his posing is really good.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. And then Neil Curry's going to Open. That's pretty exciting. Urs looks really good. He improved his biceps, his arms. He still needs to bring them up, but he improved them. He's still got plenty of weight to grow.
Okay.
But yeah, you got it. He's got it.
So we got Hottie, Derek, Nick, Brandon, Big Rami, Samson Dowda. I got to bring it up. Bob Ciccarello was Samson Dauda.
Yeah.
He said that, and I was dying laughing. I
Do
was
we
like,
know that might be how you actually say it?
Oh, so I'm the idiot. Okay.
I don't know.
So Hunter Labrada in 7th. I'm sorry. Even though Andrew Dact wasn't as peeled, he does not look better than Hunter Labrada does not look better than Andrew. I don't care who you are. Hunter Labrada, he's another guy. He's got good legs, but there's nothing spectacular about him.
Just kind of gets lost in
I'm
the sauce.
sorry. You can call me a hater all you want.
His last name's Labrada.
He's a big
That's all he
guy,
needs.
but nothing stands out. When he hits a pose, I'm like,
I'll tell you what
okay,
stands out.
Cool.
His teeth.
Oh, he's a smiler. Andrew Jacked, William Bonac. I didn't even have him in my top 10.
I had him in mind.
He finished 9th, so, I mean, props to him, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, he did fall back. Rafael Brandau in the 10th. Ian Valier, 11th. Michael Crizzo, 12th. Crizzo, he even said he was happy. Still very shaky.
Yeah, I would be happy. He can fix that.
His tan was weird, too.
Yeah, he's
it might. I
golden.
don't know if it was just because of his.
No, I definitely used a weird tan.
I don't know. But 12th, Patrick Johnson taking 13th. Charles Griffin. I was a little surprised about that one. And then Justin Rodriguez for 15th, and then everybody else
16th.
tied and,
In last.
And we made this call. James Hollinghead. Don't know what that guy has to do to hit his mark, but he just can't do it. And that's not a hate towards him. I don't know if it's just like his peak week of how he carbs, but the guy looks like he's made out of stone every post he does, and then he gets on stage and it's like, where did it all go?
He has like this layer of water. It was weird, but I don't know.
And then he had the jet black beard, which I thought that was kind of funny.
That was cool. Yeah, I liked that.
But last year didn't work, and you're like, I was like, dude, he should be top 10 for sure. How he's looking, didn't do that.
Dunzo.
This year, not even close again.
Nope.
But regardless, this Olympia was just very
surprising.
Yeah, well, not unsurprising, but very surprising.
Very
yes.
surprising.
Very unpredictable. That's the word.
Unpredictable, yeah.
Because, like I said, no, all of our scorecards completely shot immediately.
Yeah, our predictions were way off.
I think I got a few people in spots, but other than that, I was like, I didn't have more than, I think I had Derek in his spot. Everybody else, I think I was wrong on.
Yeah.
Classic physique. Classic physique was classic physique. The only one I got, Logan, I was wrong. Well, obviously Logan because he backed out, but
he didn't make it.
He didn't make it. But everything else, I mean, I think it was great. Biggest news out of everything, though, the Olympia is coming back to Orlando, and I'm gonna buy tickets for that because I want to go.
Comes out.
I want to go because we talked about it last year when it was in Orlando. I was like, dude, if it's here again, 100% coming. Went back to Vegas, not flying out there. Back in Orlando, I can make a quick 7-hour drive.
Yeah.
Easy.
We're going to go to the expo and do some interviews.
So Kenny KO.
Yeah.
Are you natural? Like full-time? Never done anything? Really? I'm actually liking Kenny KO's stuff now because that's like...
Well, he's kind of changed it up, and he takes a completely different approach to it. Rather than just being a-hole, he's being very respectable. And if someone says no, he's like, really? Are you sure about that?
The one you sent me, I was like, bro.
She was like, yeah, I'm 100% natural.
I'm natural.
Yeah, it's like,
as her cap delts were literally, swelling out. I was like, dude, if you say yes,
natural,
you deserve to get absolutely flamed.
Well, I think she was kind of taking it more of a joke than anything.
I hope so.
Because she was like, do I really? You're asking me right now?
I really hope so.
I think she was. Like, the one that I'm most excited about is Christian Guzman. I can't wait to see what he says.
Dude, he was like,
he was yeah. So
tripping over himself.
Yeah, we'll see what he says. Because that man, he might be natural right now. That's it.
It definitely hasn't always been.
Correct. Anyways, that was a good episode. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, I think this was good. It's
good enough.
2022 Olympia. That's pretty much how it is.
2022 Olympia. Next year, we're going to do a way better job, and hopefully a lot more people will be watching.
I'm going to do a clickbaity thumbnail for sure. But, hey,
we need
now it's time for a little bit of off season and then come right back into new shows.
Hey, you know what, though? No one's made a YouTube video of why Logan Franklin didn't make it.
All right, we can do that.
So we put that on the thumbnail. Why Logan Franklin didn't make it to Olympia?
Yeah, we could do that. But anyways,
I know I searched it. I was like, "Where's he at?"
Yeah. Oh no, we were him calling it out, and I saw so many people. Where's Logan? Where's Logan? The video I was watching. Where's Logan? Did Logan come out yet? I was like, dude, people want to see Logan.
Yeah,
and they should. He looks fantastic. He's got some of the, in my opinion, I think he's got the best biceps in Classic. Biceps.
Just biceps, not
biceps. Because he's got these monstrous peaks, and they kind of reminisce of like Arnold. But that's me. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us today. This episode should be out in...
You don't have to tell him. We'll just be out.
It'll be out.
Yeah, it'll be out when it be's out.
Anyways, I'm trying to get this like week.
Sweet.
But thank you guys very much for joining us. And like you said, we will be doing more content coming up and coming into this new season. So.
If you made it to this part of the video, thank you. We appreciate you.
Yeah, because we talk around a lot, but some people really enjoy it. I've had people talk to me in the gym and just randomly was like, dude, we love your stuff. And it's like, that makes me feel so good because I think I sound stupid.
We're literally talking to no one right now.
Except each other.
So thank you. And don't forget, stay natty.
Stay natty.
We'll see you in the next one.